stream doesn't say deep fakes. Now the stream says deep nostalgia. I was going to get some background sound on the go, but we're still not into that yet. We're still not mixing sound at the moment. We're still not up to that on stream yet. So steps forward gradually. We've got the green, haven't we? Got the green. And shall I just knock out the other colours? Should we knock out the other colours? There we go. And here we are. What we've got going on today is this thing is my heritage. It's a deep fake, deep heritage they call it. They take an image. My image is in the bottom left corner. I uploaded that at the end of yesterday's stream. I put on the hat and took a photo. I haven't got the hat today because the dog took it. But yeah, we still got the hat somewhere. It might come back. Anyway, that's me in the hat. And then it animates it for you. So that's deep fake animation. That's not me really moving my face. That's all computer generated. I think you can tell because my eyes have got this really dark, strange dark eye, like black hole eyes. And the movement is slightly strange, isn't it? So that's what we've got there. We got one of them. And I thought, wouldn't it be interesting to experiment with some other faces? So rather than get all the faces lined up, I didn't bother to do that. I thought we'd do it together. I thought you could suggest some faces. So on that note, let's pop out chat. Pop out. Pop. And then you should arrive on screen. Hello, chat. Hello. Hello. There you are on screen. That's just your eyes. Yeah, that's just it's just how the photo did it. It's just what it happened. It's just the way it happened. And nice to see you all. Hello, hello. Bukas Chanas. I did that one there. Just did it without any tips or anything. Just someone asked, can we get a Pukos Chanos? That's my moderator, my sister. So we've got a Pukos Chanos in chat, and we got one out of me. And you know, in the future, maybe people will have to, maybe they'll have to pay bits for that sort of thing. Who knows? What do they do on the old Twitch? They pay people, don't they? They donate things and then they say them and that sort of stuff. We're not doing that yet. We're not even up to that yet. At the moment, all we've got is green and black and white and chat, and we're step by step. So anyway, I thought, chat. Now you're here. You could suggest some people, and I can use Google to find them, get the picture, and we'll stick it in there. I'll show you how it works, and we'll come back to that awful Google in a minute. I was going to use Ecosia, but I thought we need to use non-copyright images, so I'm using Google to make sure it safely searches for the non-copyright. And we've got to be careful as well, because if bad things come up on Google, that might be bad, mightn't it? So I've got one other picture before we start. It's of a K-popper. I'll show you how this works. Look, you upload a photo. And I called this file Reanimating Dead People. This person that we're going to look at is not dead. This is Lisa from Blackpink. So we'll open that. And we'll see how this goes. They're animating it. It may take some time, but the results will be incredible, they promise. Now, when I did it last time, it had the picture up while it animated it. Oh, there's an error. Poor Lisa, she doesn't have a face. So now you can see how that system works. There's a reason I use Blackpink as well. It's a little cheeky reason, which we will maybe uncover in future, what do you call them? Broadcasts? Do you call these broadcasts? Episodes? Right, look, this is Famous Dead People. Now, it's famous dead... Right, Marlo, come in here with Daddy. Oh, look, he's having a right buck. I'm going to have to go and check this. What you buck at? You're just here. Come in with Daddy. All right, good boy. Here he is. He's over there. No dog cam yet. We'll get to that. So, streams. Yeah, you call them streams. Streamers. That's why they call them streamers, don't they? Of course. Look, so these are the famous dead people that are available on Creative Commons. And, I mean... we've got some issues here. It's not come up quite the kind of variety and class that I hoped it would. I mean, I'm not sure if Ben Kingsley is he even dead? Right, he's going in the folder then. He's going in the Reanimated Dead folder. In you go, Ben. Right, we've got that. Got that now. So let's try it with Ben Kingsley. Oh, now, you know what I'm going to have to do now? I'm going to have to go through all my windows. Here's the window, right. Here's my window. Here's my window. Let's get Ben Kingsley. Is he dead? Upload a photo. I don't think Ben Kingsley is dead. I don't think he's dead. But we're reanimating dead people on stream. So, I mean, I don't know if any other streams have been reanimating dead people, but it may take some time to reanimate dead people. I thought what we could also do is we could, Ben Kingsley's alive. Maybe that makes the reanimation process easier because he can move his face in real life. But here we go, look. Here we go. You're just going to have to turn this opportunity yes. Whoa! Look at him! Ladies and gentlemen, my guest tonight on stream, live on stream, Ben Kingsley. Giving you the spooky eyes. Moving his little face. He did a little smile towards the end, didn't he? Did a little cheeky smile. Ooh, look at him. Now, that was a Creative Commons photo, so I think we're okay in using that, aren't we? Oh, he's looking at me! He's looking at you! Yeah, okay, right. So then your other option, your next option, after you've had a little look at it. Oh, look at him looking. Look at him looking. The possibilities are endless. Now, you can download the video. So I just press that button, and it just automatically downloads it to my downloads. So later on, I can edit these together into a nice video. You can suggest to people on stream live now. I can find their picture. We can edit it in, and then we'll make a video, and then I'll get taken off YouTube because it'll all be copyright and deepfake is bad. But yeah, look, Ben Kingsley having a look. He's having a look. Dead people, that's what we want. Either dead people or just... I don't think famous people's good enough because you've seen Ben Kingsley on the old telly, haven't you, moving his face. So it's not as impressive as I thought. Maybe if we get the Mona Lisa, there's a good start. Like Mona Lisa. And then I was going to contrast that with Lisa from K-pop, but we can't have Lisa from K-pop. So, oh, you can buy the Mona Lisa for $399 used. I just want one of the face, just the face. And this can't be copyright because Leonardo da Vinci can't copyright things because it's been ages. I think that's the way the world works, isn't it? Right, let's have this one. Images may be subject to copyright. They may be. Doesn't say they are, just says they may be. It's Mona Lisa. You ready for this? Are you ready? Let's upload another photo. Here we go. This is our Reanimating Dead People folder, and the Mona Lisa most certainly is dead. It's too small. The Mona Lisa's too small. It's got to be 300 by 300. Oh, I've never been critiqued on the size of my Mona Lisa before. That was Wikipedia. Wikipedia providing the too small Mona Lisa. This one's 67404. I forgot to check the dimensions on how big and small things are allowed to be. Oh, is this going to be more difficult than I thought? Well, there's a one. That one will be big, won't it? 558452. Do you think that'll be big enough? Should we try it? Won't take long, will it? Mona Lisa. In real life, upload another photo. Mona Lisa, get her in there, get her in there. Open it up. There we go. So this is the Mona Lisa. Yes. Yes. Welcome to the stream. I'm reanimating. I'm breaking the meta on Twitch by not playing Rust or Among Us, but instead reanimating the dead face of the Mona Lisa. Bruh, bruh, bruh. Haven't got any background sounds, so you can't imagine the background sound popping off, but you can imagine it. Look at that! Hello, she's having a little look. There's a little smile. She did a little smile at the end. They always pop the smile at the end, don't they? Now do you think we can get more of an impression about what she was smiling about? Is that the real Mona Lisa, or is that an adapted? I might be wrong here, but that might not be the real Mona Lisa. Is that the original? No, yeah, it is, isn't it? It's the original, yeah. It's just someone's pumped up the contrast on it and stuff. There she is, looking around. The Mona Lisa. The Mona Lisa. I mean, look at the smile at the end. Look, you see how it's, at the end, that's a different point from the start point. Proper smile on her. And to be fair, right, she does seem more genuinely real. I'll take the mouse cursor over. So doesn't she? She does seem more like a genuinely real person. Like, I get more of an impression about her, like, about the way she looks and the way she is. Look at her looking up there. And we've seen from my picture at the start that it's relatively, relatively accurate. I still look like me, didn't I, in mine? So there she is. That's the Mona Lisa. That's what she looks like. That's what she looks like in real life. Taking suggestions, taking requests. Any famous paintings, any famous face. Let's do Mario. Let's see how he comes out. I said Mario there. Mario. Not Mario. Because when I play Mario Kart at the start, he goes, "Welcome to Mario Kart." So I know how his name is pronounced because he said it at the start of the game. And he didn't go, "Welcome to Mario Kart," did he? He definitely didn't do that. Now look, which one let's just go for, is this one? I mean, it's Nintendo, maybe this is like brutally copyright, but it's Mario as well, isn't it? So you can't be copyrighting Mario. Everyone knows what he looks like. He's like so universal, he's a meme, isn't he? He's transcended copyright. Uploads another photo. Let's go. Let's go! Right, no, you can't have that, it's a WebP. Whatever one of them is. So you can't have that. What about this one? Is this one a WebP as well? Or do people use formats that I can understand? Upload another photo. Let's go! There he goes. Mario. They say it, I've heard them all. They say it. I'm not criticising. I mean, different people say things in different ways, I guess, but I've heard the man himself. We did not detect a face. What do you think that is? That's all face. It's all face. And like I said, I've heard him say it at the start of Mario Kart, so I'm going on Nintendo themselves. Welcome to Mario Kart. Why has Mario not got a face? Do you know what? This is incredible AI, isn't it? Incredible AI that can reconstruct and move around and change the face and, and make it, do that, hello, like that. It can't even detect a face. That's your first bit. If you work in AI, if you work with this AI, that's your first bit, isn't it? Let's learn to detect the faces. And while we're at it, let's do the clapperboard, because I always forget to do this. Seemed alright. It wasn't terrible, was it? It wasn't terrible. The clapperboard. It wasn't completely out of sync. And it's not going to help my edit, because on the edit I can colour balance with these colours, but I've knocked them all out, so I've only got green. Right. Mario has not got a face. Let's turn that off so I can't hear myself talking anymore. Who else do you want to see? Who else do you want to see? Come on, chat. Come on. And also, I will say something else as well while we're at this. Twitch gives you these like it gives you these targets you have to hit to become an affiliate and a partner and all that. It's like gamer points and a rewards track, Game Pass. It's like that sort of thing. And at the moment, we're stomping along the way. We need to hit 50 followers, I think it is, and we need to have people talking and involved in stream, like concurrent viewers, like that. Those things need to keep going up. But we're moving. We're moving. I'm really like chuffed by that. So you know, this is one of those streams where you can all get involved, isn't it? Where it's like, you know, things can happen and chuffing. I need to get raided. That's what I need to do. I need someone with slightly more people to raid me. That's what I've been told or learned. I don't know what it means. I don't want to get raided in the common sense of the word. I definitely do not want that to happen. There'd be no, you know, I'd just have my hands up and then my day would be ruined, wouldn't it? That wouldn't be fun. But no, let's get back to these people who may or may not be dead or have faces. So Mario doesn't have a face. So we can't do Mario. Does Sonic have a face? Oh, I tell you what, Sonic's got a much more realistic face in this like horrific reimagining, hasn't he? Like this sort of this face. That's Sonic. He's got a face. So we're going to go with Sonic. Let's upload another photo. Have they done a good enough job? No, Sonic is a WebP. You can't have Sonic's face. It's a WebP. What are you an idiot? Is that what? You thought you could have his face, but it turned out to be a WebP. Come on, Scotty Hottie. There you go. Let's move that in there. Sonic. Right, let's go Sonic. Upload another photo. So I've gone straight from the Mona Lisa to Sonic the Hedgehog. And that's what we're trying to do on this stream. Is we're trying to judge that divide between traditional art and computer games and thinking of them as art. So we jump through the Mona Lisa to Sonic. Sonic he hasn't got a face either. So my stream is so far, what are we like? 1 for 3, which is terrible results. Why did they say they were animating it if they weren't going to animate it? The cheeky buggers. He dead. Sonic's dead, isn't he? Sonic's dead because the Sega company, like, no, they're still going, aren't they? They're still pumping out Sonic. I just think somebody else bought them, didn't they? But that isn't. We don't like that. So, next safe for work suggestion that will not get me taken off Twitter. This isn't Twitter, isn't it? What do you call it? Tweech. That won't get me taken off Tweech. Kurt Cobain. Yeah, Kurt Cobain's dead. The sad thing is, we've got footage of him actually moving to compare it to, so I suppose that's good. But I was thinking maybe we should look at people who we'd never seen move before. But yeah, and the sad thing is that I really love Kurt. It's sad that he's dead. Is this one's got to be a WebP, doesn't it? It's got to be WebP. Let's have a go. Iconic. Upload another photo. Oh, we've only got 2 WebPs in there. This one's a Getty, so this one will get me sued off YouTube. Here we go. Optimal results. They're enhancing it. So Getty, you need to pull your socks up because this computer package that doesn't recognise Mario as a face can enhance your photo. So it wasn't good enough to start with. But now we're enhancing. Check it out as well. Check it out. Enhancing. Whoa! That's creepy. And it doesn't look like him really, does it? That is creepy. He's lost all of his charm and his sort of... there's some sort of quality Kurt has that makes him attractive, and they've taken it and the AI has written it out. Look at that. Should we download that one? Oh, the smile at the end was even more creepy. I mean, you might find this guy more attractive than the original Kurt. I might, that's just my subjective opinion, but there's just something off about it, isn't there? Like, if this guy turned up and was like, "Hi, my name's Kurt Cobain. Abraham Lincoln's a good suggestion. Let's just download Kurt Cobain. I'm like, this is me. I'm a hacker. Look, check me out. Look, downloading. Downloaded that. He looks like Eddie Hearn. That's who he looks like. Let me show you. Eddie Hearn. Right, that's Eddie Hearn. Yeah, you've seen him. That's him, isn't it? Look, round the chin. Eddie Hearn. Kurt Cobain. Maybe Kurt Cobain didn't really kill himself. Maybe he just went into boxing promotion and changed his lifestyle around. Maybe that's the case. We'll do Eddie Hearn in a minute, but I'll just drag that picture of Eddie Hearn. We'll have that one, and then let's do Abraham Lincoln. Abraham. Not often I'm searching Lincoln. Searching the old Google for Abraham Lincoln. Oh, there's some quite good faces though, aren't there? Look at these. Some quite good. What, should we go with the colour one? It's obviously been reworked, hasn't it? It's an old photo that's been brought into the modern time with colour retouching. So maybe that's a good start point, because we don't have to even do black and white as well. They've done half of that for us. So they won't mind if we just rip that and just drop it into my folder there. Well, they won't mind that. And then we go. And then they're going to cancel me for this. You know, I'm eventually going to stumble across something on YouTube. On Google that shouldn't be on Tweemin. That shouldn't be on the Tweemin platform and shouldn't be on the YouTubes. So that's what we're aiming for. But we've got Abraham Lincoln. We've got him. Black and white would be more creepy. I'm in black and white, aren't I? So let's try them both. We'll go with the same picture as well. We'll take the two pictures and we'll compare and contrast. Let's find out. Let's find out, ladies and gentlemen. Doggy dog. It's me talking. It's me. I was just doing a different voice. Upload another photo of Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln. Ladies and gentlemen, back from the dead, we present to you famous president. Yeah, I'm in black and white. I'm creepy. Come here, kids. Let me take your picture. I'll show you what it looks like if you weren't dead. Let me take your picture. The camera can't see through your clothes. You'll need to take them off. Right. There's Abraham. He's quite a handsome chap, isn't he? Isn't he? It's quite. I don't know about the beard. The beard's a bit, you know, by today's standards, the beard's a bit of a strange. Maybe I should just shave this bit off. But the rest of him, quite, you know, I reckon if he was around today, you know, celebs and presidents and celebs, you know, he might not have even had to go into politics. He could have been a movie star, couldn't he? This summer, Abraham Lincoln is back. He could, couldn't he? It looks like he'd be in a Western. He reminds me of Clint Eastwood or someone like that. And it's also, now I see him moving like that in a, you know, confident and, I mean, where with Kurt Cobain, it took out the je ne sais quoi, the something that made him attractive. This movement in this has made Abraham Lincoln seem infinitely more charismatic to me. It's made him seem infinitely more like he looks. It's the way he's looking through and down, and I don't know, whatever that is. Like, you know, he looks. Is it seductive? It's the sort of qualities that you expect a successful, you know, high successful politician needs to have. He's got a bit of the Joe Bidens about him, hasn't he? A bit of the smile, a bit of the, you know. I got this feeling about. I don't know anything about Joe Biden in the big picture. You know, I just am aware of him through American politics prism. This summer, you know, he's had this election and all that business, yeah. But he seems approachable and kind, doesn't he? He seems like you could maybe, you know, give him a little hug. And so does Abraham Lincoln. He looks strong and like safe pair of hands. There we go. Abraham Lincoln's a babe. I knew he would be. Abraham Lincoln. But he does, doesn't he? You know, you could see him having a successful career on Instagram. There we go. So let's have a look at the black and white one. But I did notice the black and white one was, sadly, a WebMP. So we're going to take a different one. Drop that in there. No one minds that you're just ripping these. This is what's called hacking, when you just rip pictures and upload them to someone else's website. And of course, during this process, where's Abraham Lincoln? I have to go through all the pictures of all the people now until I find him. Ben Kingsley, Eddie Hearn. If we can't do we can't do Abraham for some reason. So we'll do Eddie Hearn. So, yeah, through this process, what I'm actually doing is I'm feeding artificial intelligence algorithms data, aren't I? I'm feeding it the data, and it's learning and working on the data. So in the years to come, when an artificial general intelligence rules the world, I want it to know, here I am, helping. Here we are. This is us, the stream, a team. We're helping the artificial intelligence learn things. And remember my face. I was the first one I uploaded for you, artificial general intelligence. Please make life good for me and don't hurt me. Because I'm feeding you information. And all my chat and all the things you say in chat, all that is all information that it can learn from. Eddie Hearn, look at him. That's creepy. Isn't it? That's creepy. I'm doing these noises not as a sexual thing. I'm doing them to as a sound that I imagine this entity would make. It's like a sort of I'll tell you what it looks like. It looks like the George Michael tribute act created in artificial intelligence, doesn't it? Like, it looks like he's straining, but he's loving, doesn't it? It's weird to see Eddie Hearn without his lips moving and bullshit coming out of his mouth. So, did I say edgy? But yeah, it's weird to see Eddie Hearn not trying to sell you some ticket to something, isn't it? And just posing. There he is. We're going to have to do more of him. He's a boxing promoter. We're going to have to do more of him. Right. We're going to have to download him first. Let's download Eddie Hearn. Download. Hacked. Eddie Hearn, you've been hacked. Right. Oh, I've gone back. No, I don't want to do that. Just leave it there. Let's go and find Eddie Hearn again. Right. There he is. Let's get another one. Because that was so creepy. I thought, we can only win with Eddie Hearn, can't we? Let's drop another one in. And of course, you keep your suggestions coming. Well, you keep your suggestions coming in because my brain can't work that fast. And this is, we're bubbling up the stream here, aren't we? That's what we're going to be doing. We're bubbling up. I think we've lost viewers. I think over the course of the broadcast, we probably lost viewers, not gained them. But they probably came for reanimating dead people and then realised quickly that that's not exactly what I was doing. Right, let's have a look at Eddie Hearn, Volume 2. Upload another photo, let's go. Where are you? There you are. Open up. Let's go. Eddie Hearn, Volume 2. Can we get any creepier? Can we get any creepier with artificial, general, deep fake, deep something, whatever it's called? Deep heritage. And we've got to get in and do this before the governments of the world decide that deep fake technology should be banned. Shall I do my voice? Are you ready? You All right, okay, I tell you what, this is what he'd really do. He'd go like this, he'd go, Andy Joshua, Andy Joshua, Tyson Fury. Ready? Tyson Fury, Andy Joshua, Tyson Fury, Ryland, Andy Joshua, Eddie Hearn, Andy Joshua. That's what he'd do. So I love this now. I'm having a really good time. I don't know if you know Eddie Hearn. He's a boxing promoter, but I know who he is. And I've got a friend who's got a YouTube channel they did a long time ago about body language, and I think they're interested in boxing. So I'm going to forward these on to my friend who does the boxing channel, and they can upload them there. So that's Eddie Hearn. We'll do one more, Eddie Hearn, because if we can get another one like that, then I'll be happy. This one, look, he's doing a different face here, Here we go. I hope this one's not a WebMP. We need to download this as well, don't we? Download, hacked, downloaded, upload another photo. Let's go. Where's the one that we just put in there? He was going, ooh, wasn't he? Is it another WebP? Was that it? That's the one. Here we go. Eddie Hearn. Not Eddie Hall, Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hall, Eddie Hearn. Eddie, what? Oh no! That's the end of the stream. Thank God we did the good ones first, because I'm not paying nothing to then later on be charged $18.90, $9.48 a month. I mean, it's not really useful. It's not. I mean, all right. It wants me to. I've got. Oh, I see. And other features. It wants me to use the website entire. I can use MyHeritage in colour. I can enhance photos. MyHeritage photo enhancer. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, my dad's a photographer and he spent years enhancing photographs in laborious ways that this could probably have done in seconds for him, but it doesn't matter now. Access to all the records, access to the historical records. I wonder what they sound like. I like records. I like #1 records and rap records. And I like country music records as well. Anyway, but yeah, I'm not... battery exhausted as well, the card holder. That's me. It is. That's my YouTube channel. But I'm not. I've got another YouTube channel called Battery Exhausted as well as others. But it's not going to be used to fill out this form. We're not doing that. So I don't know what we do now. I was quite sad. You mentioned it earlier, cancelled campaign. I've been cancelled. We've been cancelled. We achieved it. Through hacking, we achieved cancellation in seconds, didn't we? We achieved it. I requested a more populated stream so I can knock off those targets that Twitch has set me, arbitrary targets, so that then I can unlock features on the channel. And there are other features that I can't work because I don't have a PC. I'm using the Mac, and the things that you download to make it work, like overlays or things like that, they don't work if I download, because I can't download them because they're PC, not Mac. Ugh. Anyway, right, we've been cancelled. Eddie Hearn been cancelled, but don't fear, I downloaded all these things. Didn't I? I downloaded them. So we can look at them. We can look at our achievements together. But first of all, I have to move them into the folder. I have to open the folder, right? Got that open, and we can, let me see now if I can do this. Juggle, this is like a brain stretch now, a screen juggle. You ready? Browsing screen. The locked don't pay MyHeritage. Don't you even think about going on MyHeritage and signing up to anything of theirs. The muckers have ruined our stream today through their skinflinty use of their deepfake technology to draw us in and then try and sell us something. I thought they were just offering that like as free technology for funds and to help the artificial general intelligence take over the world. You know, I didn't realise it was a profit deal, eh? Profit deal, eh? I was just going to wipe the mud off my trousers then, but it turns out the mud's all the way up to my knees because I've been walking the dog earlier. So less said about that, the better. Right, profit deal, eh? Let's show you the thing. Let's show you the thing. Show them the whole thing. Do 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 do. There you go. Do 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 do. Show them the whole thing. Do 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 do. And now I have to actually press play on the bugger. We have Ben Kingsley live and in person. He's not dead. If he dies in the next 2 weeks, not only did we predict the stream cancellation, we also predicted the death of Ken Bingsley. So you got to consider that. Ken Bingsley, ladies and gentlemen. Burt Cobain. That is Burt Cobain as well, isn't it? It's not Kurt Cobain. Bloody Burt Cocaine, that's who that is. Did I say that? Didn't mean to say that. Look at him at the end there. Ooh, look at his little face. Bert the Dane. There's Bert the Dane. Our friend Bert. And Andy Joshua, Andy Joshua, Andy Joshua. Why would I? Yeah, no, I wouldn't say cocaine on stream because it would probably be against the Twitch terms of service. Even though I'm not promoting it in any way, just saying the word. You know, I worry about it. I don't want to offend anyone or do anything silly like that on the old stream in the early stages, do I? I'm here because I like the fact that this is a very future-thinking, inclusive forum on Twitch. And it's not just flooded with idiots saying bad things. So I'm not an idiot that says bad things. Promise. I'm Eddie Hearn. I'm the voice of robot Eddie Hearn. Andy Joshua. Andy Joshua, Tyson Fury. Andy Joshua and Tyson Fury. Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn. Ryland. Eddie Hearn. Andy Joshua. And Andy Joshua, Eddie Hearn, Andy Joshua, Andy Joshua, Eddie Hearn, Bob Arum. Oh, you can't do Bob Arum because of the buh. So that's Eddie Hearn. That's what we got there. That's what we did there. We've achieved something, haven't we? We've achieved something. I have to do the face as well. I can't just do the voice. I have to also do the face. And he's not dead either, is he? So how many dead people did we reanimate? Where's my Mona Lisa? Is that all of them? I thought we had some more. Where's my Mona Lisa? And Abraham Lincoln. He was Abraham Lincoln, wasn't he? We had him. Where's my other ones? Hey? That's not right, is it? I mean, I pressed the button on them, didn't I? I mean, that's it. I'm looking in the downloads file and there's no other options. So that must have been it. Shame. I'll have to find Abraham Lincoln on the video. Let's just have a look at him. We did him as well, but you know. Well, this has gone well, hasn't it? We've done 39 minutes of Reanimating the Dead, and we got cancelled. They said one of the tips I read or listened to. I'm going to do something now where I just go under the table for a minute and talk while I'm under there. So one of the tips, I'll come back up in a minute, hang on. One of the tips, I'm back now. One of the tips, right, was always have a backup. Scott, stop tips. Scott, stop tips. Always have a backup if you're streaming, so that if something goes wrong, you can fall back and do the backup. But I just, no, haven't done that. Didn't even prepare the dead people. If I'd have prepared all the dead people, then wouldn't have been doing this, because I found out earlier that the effers were going to try and charge me for using their dead people website. My Heritage. It's not called My Dead People, is it? It's called My Heritage. F them anyway. They've buggered us. Yeah, I'm not. Bomb shelter desk. Not quite there yet, are we? So we've got to think now. Where do we go from here? I'll tell you what. There is something that I definitely wanted to do for a long time, but whether it's going to work or not is a different story. So let's quickly pop onto YouTube. I'm going to do it in a separate window and then bring you in. We're going to go battery exhausted. That's me. Could use Ganji Kid as well, couldn't I? That's also me, you see. And I'm going to search for purple doesn't exist. And since we're doing, breaking the... I want Royal Institution, please, YouTube. God, look, this... Wow. I'm going to have to bring you in on this now. We're going to have to look at YouTube together. Let's do it. Let's just do it. Let's hang the consequences and let's just do it, right? And I do that by going onto this one here and changing this window to the window of Firefox, My Heritage. And here we are, we're on YouTube, right? There's a Royal Institution lecture that talks about purple not being a colour, and a little while ago it was the top thing, right? But it seems that since that's been out, people have noticed it, read it, watched it, thought, wow, that's really interesting, right? And then they've made videos about it, and those videos are higher up on the YouTube algorithm than the resource material from the Royal Institution. So that's blown my mind. Royal Institution. See if that does it. Man, it might... Where's my friend with the video that is in it? It's not this fella. I know it looks like, why isn't he picking the first video that's come up here? It's got to be that one. It's not that. There's a different fella. And he does a video. Let's have a look at what this guy's got to say. But you won't be able to hear him. Just effing it. Adverts. You can F off. You can F off. So at the moment, we're not breaking any copyright because you can't hear it. I'm guessing. Yeah. Let's try and change that.
Colour. The formal name for purple is magenta.
Now you can hear it.
And the weird thing about magenta is that
and I can
you
hear it
won't
twice.
see it in a rainbow. And the rainbow is supposed to be the full spectrum of colours. So what? Yeah, in the rainbow.
There we go.
And the answer is to do with colour mixing. I've always had a problem.
Right, we're
with colour
talking.
mixing, because
you can hear. Yeah.
I know that you can't mix photons together, so you can't take a blue photon and a green photon and mix them together to get some other photon. That just doesn't happen.
Breaking copyright all over the show now.
You can mix paints together in art. Like, colour mixing is definitely something you can do. So what's the answer? Well, Actually, you can't mix colours together in physics, but you can do it in biology. It's to do with how your eyes work. For example, if I shine red light...
This might have been the video, you know.
Into your eyes at the same time, if I cross these over, you will see yellow. So when you mix red and green together, you get yellow. And if you look at the spectrum, yellow is in between red and green. So maybe that's the rule for mixing colours together. You mix two colours together, you get the colour in between on the colour spectrum. And we can test that again. So I'll look at green and blue together. So if I mix green and blue together, I get cyan. And cyan is in between blue and green on the spectrum. So that's great. You mix two colours together, you get the colour in between. But why? Why is that? Well, your eyes can't measure the wavelength of light.
It's about the cones and the things. I've got to pause this now and interject because copyright. It's about the cones in your eyes, isn't it? You've got certain receptors in your eyes, and the wavelengths of light make different wavelengths, make different cones and receptors pop off, and they send signals to your brain, and then that makes your brain say, oh, that must be, and all it is a textured surface that's reflecting different wavelengths of light. It doesn't really have a colour, but your brain says, okay, green, you know, like...
Directly, so it's not like a photon comes in and it's, you know, 200 nanometers or whatever, and it detects that. Instead, you have these cone cells.
Yeah.
Your eyes, they fire and they send a message to your brain. And there's blue cones as well. So you've got red cones, green cones, and blue cones. So what about yellow? What about when you're looking at yellow light like that?
The cones are both firing,
well, in that
aren't they?
situation, you don't have a yellow cone.
Yeah.
So what do? Well, yellow is quite close to red, so your red cone fires a bit. And yellow is quite close to green as well, so your green cone fires a bit.
This is what happens. But when he says a bit, he means they don't fire like the same amount as they would when it's just red. It's like just a little bit here, this little bit here. It fires differently, and then your brain sort of says that's yellow, yeah?
So your brain is getting a message from your red cone and your green cone at the same time, and it's deciding, okay, well, I must be looking at something in between those two colours then. And that's brilliant, because your brain is perceiving something about the world that it isn't able to measure directly. It isn't directly sensitive to yellow light. It does mean that you can be tricked. And so if I make red light and green light go into your eyes, but no yellow light, you will see yellow anyway. So I've got a red torch and a green torch, and there's no yellow light here. But when I combine them, you will see yellow anyway. And TVs do this all the time. So if you look up close at a TV, you'll see the individual pixels. And there are red pixels, green pixels, and blue pixels.
So yeah, we get that. Like, you're mixing all the colours up. And yeah, you're right, magenta. You said magenta doesn't exist.
What should your brain do if your red cone fires at one end of the spectrum and your blue cone fires at the other end of the spectrum, but your green cone doesn't fire? Does it do the same trick? Does it think, I must be looking at a colour in between red and blue? Well, the colour in between red and blue is green, and you're definitely not looking at something green because your green cone isn't firing. So in that situation, your brain invents a colour. It makes up a colour, and that colour is magenta.
Brilliant.
I can show you that. So with my red and
so magenta doesn't exist. You're right.
Together, there you see magenta. Absolutely beautiful.
But it doesn't exist.
And that's why you don't see magenta in the spectrum. You don't see magenta in the rainbow.
It's not even in the spectrum. It's not even in the
It
spectrum.
doesn't have a wavelength.
But that's different from purple, because what I was going to say about purple was that purple, like, we're mixing light here, but I think there's something different about purple, like in the spectrum as well. Like, you see violet and then infrared, but the purple colour itself is not in the spectrum either. I think that's right.
It's just the absence of green, if you like. Just to show you the full palette of colours that you can see on a TV screen. So you get
red and blue or purple,
and blue
yeah.
mixed together makes magenta.
No, magenta.
Green and red makes yellow. Green and blue makes cyan. When you mix them all together, you get white.
So where's my
When
purple?
your red cone, your green cone, and your blue cone are firing together, you get white light.
So where's my purple? It's a variant of blue, is it? I always wanted to bring this up on the internet. I always wanted to do a little thing about it because I saw this so long ago and thought it was interesting. It might not even be this one, So we'll go, like you said, to the Royal Institute channel, and then we will ask them about colour just in general. See what they've got to say, and see if my friend with his chuffy costume, see if he comes up. And if I could remember my friend's name, then I can type that in as well. God, you'd think it'd be here, wouldn't it? But I suppose 2 years ago we're at the moment, so there's been a lot. There's been a lot. So again, maybe something I should prepare and not try and do on the fly. But there's loads of stuff here on the Royal Institute. There's loads of really interesting videos. And these are all the ones that have come up through the search for colour. Maybe it wasn't about colour. It was. It was about colour, I'm telling you. My friend wears a little tie as well. Wears a little tie. Consciousness is down there. No, not finding him. I'll find it another time and I'll bring it to our attention. But we did learn then, didn't we? We learned something at least. We learned that magenta wasn't really a colour. So today we've done Robot Eddie Hearn. Magenta isn't a colour. This guy looks interesting, but it wasn't him. It wasn't him. It was a different guy. And one day I will try the Stroop test. Say out loud the colour of the words, not the word itself. You ready? Should we do this? Okay, I'm pausing this. Just pausing this for a second so that the copyright algorithm can really get us. It has a chance to chase us down. Just pausing this. Right, we're going to do the Stroop test. You ready? Name that colour. If you're joining the stream and you're expecting to see us reanimating the dead, hang on. Is it playing? Pause. If you're joining the stream and expect to see us reanimating the dead, then we had this MyHeritage site up and we were using it to enhance photos and use deep nostalgia. But now they want us to pay money after we've done a few. So that's bummed me out a bit, really. But it's all right. We'll be all right. Look, say the colour of the following words out loud. We're going to do this instead. So maybe this will reanimate the dead. You can play along at home. It might be more difficult because I'm going to be trying as well. So I'm going to say them out loud. So ready? Just the colour. All I'm going to do is say the colour. Okay, I'm ready. Red. Yellow. Blue or purple. Green. Magenta, but that doesn't exist. Red. That's blue. That's definitely yellow. That's green. Purple. No, wait. Blue. And that's magenta. And that's red. And that's green. And that's blue. And that's blue. And that's magenta. And that's yellow. And that's magenta. And that's red. And that's blue. And that's green. And that's yellow. And that's yellow. And that's red. And that's green. And it's red. Oh. Gosh. Maybe I can start a trend on Twitch. Twitch, is that what we're on? Twitch, isn't it? Twitch. They're all doing the old trends, aren't they? Like Rust and things. Like I'll turn my mic down a bit. I feel like I'm shouting. Turn my mic down a little bit. Look, it's a bit loud, isn't it? Start a little trend, and the trend is name that colour. One more time. Come on. Red. Yellow. Blue. Green. Magenta, red, blue, yellow, green, magenta, blue, magenta, red, green, blue, magenta, yellow, magenta, red, blue, green, yellow, magenta, red, green, red. And we'll edit it so it looks like that's my first run. Perfect. I wonder if I did that better the second time because I've got some sort of innate memory, whether not even like photographic memory, not a special, super memory, just the human ability to remember something from 30 seconds ago, even if you don't consciously, if you asked me to say those in order now, I probably wouldn't think I could. But maybe if you hypnotize me and, try to bring it out of my subconscious in some way, maybe I would be able to, maybe it is there in the recall. Maybe I wonder if that's the mechanism that aided me in that second run, or whether my ability to, like, when you take on a new task, your brain is sort of, I'm not a neuroscientist, so I'm not going to present you with a study that proves this. But when you take on a new task, your brain goes through a different process than when you're repeating the same task. Because the first time you do something, it's like looking out for lots of things. It's like environmentally testing, and it's, you're learning how to approach the task. And in the second time, I'd already done all that. I was just ready to go, and I knew what was coming. So, yeah, I think maybe that helped more than my innate memory. But who knows? And maybe we can get the Twitch meta to join in and take the name that colour test from the Royal Institution. And the Royal Institution's a good resource on YouTube. It's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh look, you can see you can see the other things that I watch on YouTube through the prism of this. Michael Stevens on Lex Fridman there. Look, that's a combo, isn't it? Lex Fridman is better than Joe Rogan, in my opinion. I've watched him grow from like 10,000 subs to the awesome success that he has now. And he's doing podcasts that at first they centered around artificial intelligence, and now they're just more generic podcasts, but with his angle on it. And he's a very smart, very interesting, very inspirational guy. And I've been following his work for a few years now, and I'm really impressed and pleased that he's gathering steam on YouTube. And I think it's in no small part to the cross-pollination with Joe Rogan, because he's a friend of Joe Rogan's, and they have been on each other's podcasts, I think. And the fact that Joe Rogan's moved and left a bit of a void on YouTube, I think he steps into it really nicely, with a bit more of a mature approach to the selection of his guests. So there's him. There's Robert Penrose, a mature selection of a guest on Lex Fridman. Really interesting. There was this really funny moment on Joe Rogan, which I'm not going to get up and edit in because I don't care to do that. But there was a really funny moment on Joe Rogan once where, if you know Joe Rogan, you will know that when he's talking to people, he usually asks similar questions. Like, have you ever tried DMT? Do you think the world is a simulation? Like, he gets caught up on these like funny ideas, and he runs them over with quite a few different people, and you might get different answers, and you might get content out of it, I guess. But when he asked Roger Penrose, it was really excellent. He asked Roger Penrose, this excellent mathematician, his opinion on whether the world was a simulation. And usually this, goes on into this thing that they can turn into a Joe Rogan clip, and it did. They turned it into a clip, and what Roger Penrose did was he explained that no, it's not a simulation, and he explained his reasoning why that was. It was to do with imperfections and, to paraphrase, glitches, and the fact that we don't see what you would expect to see if you ran a simulation in nature. In this context, and it kind of like he had his mathematical opinion, evidence, whatever you'd want to say, and it was really clever and smart, and it was top line, top answer, excellent answer. And Joe's been searching for this answer for years. Bear in mind, Joe's been asking everyone from Elon Musk to bloody, idiot promoting their book Next Person. He's been, from everyone and anyone, he's been asking them, do you think we're in a simulation? And Roger Penrose gave him a really educated, really up-to-date, really nailed down answer on whether we're in a simulation or not. And Joe just went like, all right, okay, so what do you think about DMT? And like just went on to the next subject. He was just like, it was like he hadn't even listened to the guy. It was like he hadn't understood the answer, and it was baffling to me, because this is what Joe's been searching for all these years. Are we in a simulation? And someone came along and gave him the answer. And he was like, it just went over his head. So yeah, but that sort of thing doesn't happen on Lex Fridman. Lex Fridman is a higher quality of host, in my opinion. And I'm not saying that I'm some super Roger Penrose. You know, I'm not some super intelligent person. Maybe some things he said would go over my head, but I haven't been searching for that particular question for all these years, and Joe has. So it was shocking to me that he missed out when it was delivered to him. So that's a bit about that. Who else have we got here? Jack Skepticai and Dr. K. I love Healthy Gamer. I think that's an excellent thing that Dr. K has been doing there. I've been following his work since its inception on Twitch. Mainly, I guess maybe not since its inception. Maybe I wasn't there at the start, but the stuff, you know, surrounding Wreckful and the fact that he interviewed Wreckful like relatively close to his suicide, it just, yeah, it was like a murmur in the force, that I felt like a gravitational wave, that thing that happened that I felt. So I think Dr. K is doing good work. I don't know who Jack Skepticai is, Septicai. I don't know all the streamer people, and maybe, you know, I might learn something just watching that video sometime. But I generally tend to watch the videos where it's people that I know that he's talking to. It gives me more context to the conversation. Veritasium has come up. Probably won't be watching that one. Arlo. I'm a big fan of Arlo. Another Nintendo fan. Probably about the same age as us. And he's a puppet, really. He's a puppet. But he's not a puppet. He's a person that controls a puppet and someone else edits it. And I like his opinions and I like his style. And finally, this guy, Dr. John Campbell. This is a little window into my world, you see. Dr. John Campbell, I watch him on an almost daily basis. This is a 4-hour-old video that I'm being offered. And what Dr. John Campbell does is he updates you on COVID-19 and coronavirus news. And he's a doctor, and he's trained nurses, and he's not an epidemiologist, and he's not working in the field, as far as I know, in terms of coronavirus. But I do trust his opinion. I take it as an opinion from someone who's informed and is doing the research and is presenting it in such a way as to make it easy to understand on YouTube. And I take his updates. I'll take his updates seriously. Yeah, I think he's a smart guy. So that's been helping me through the coronavirus lockdown. Yeah, Dr. John Campbell. I see he's verified now. That's nice for him. Verified. I don't know what that verified means. You are who you say you are. I think it's some sort of mark of, rather than verification, you know, for the meaning of the word verification, I think verification is a code word, isn't it, for achievement of certain level of views and subscribers and engagement on the platform. It doesn't mean verification, really, does it? Like when you get awarded these play badges, you know, they're obviously, the play badges are a marketing tool so that people can see them, like people like me who make content can see them and go, wow, they look cool, I wish I had one of those. So they're like a marketing tool, but it works really well because every YouTuber who gets one shows it off in the videos, don't they? So and the verification tick is like that, I guess. I don't know. But Dr. John's got one and he didn't always have one. So now I know for a fact that he is who he is. I can take his word even more seriously. So we've had a little look at my YouTube there. That's enough. That's enough of that 14-day trial or else. You can pay nothing today, but if you want to look at my YouTube anymore, you've got to pay me $14.95.99. It was $18.90. I love this. You'll be charged $18.90, and they've crossed it out to make you think that you're getting some sort of discount. Well, if they arbitrarily set the price themselves and they set it at $18.90, you're not getting a discount if they choose to offer it for less. All right, Engelmar. Yeah, all right, Engelmar. I did hear that. Yeah. You're not getting. They just, you know, that's an art. They should just remove that. They don't cross it out, do you? You just remove it. It's there to make you pretend to you that there's value that doesn't exist. So the $9.45 seems reasonable, but actually, like, and that you get a 50% discount or something. I don't know. Maybe in the long, maybe you don't really, because maybe it shouldn't be worth this amount of money. Maybe it should be just given away free. Yeah, information, isn't it? It's all just data and information. Stuff that people probably upload themselves to the website. You know, here's my information that I've learned about my family tree, fill it all in, and then they use that and sell it to other people, because we're all connected in some way, aren't we? You know, I don't know how their database works. The data, I've been uploading data, haven't I? I've been uploading it to them today. They've collected that, and now they want me to pay for my time. Well, I've just spent my time uploading data to you, so you should pay me for my time, insofar as giving me the website for free, because I'm doing the work on it. Eddie Hearn. That's what we're doing today. That's my YouTube. You can bin that off. You can't see that anymore. $14.99 a month, mate. $14.99 a month. It's McAfee secure, of course. It's secure, so don't worry about that. Oh my days. Get verified, please. I would love to be verified. Yeah, if they offer me that, then I'd be verified. What, do you have to do something? Like, do I have to ask them to be verified? Do I have to say, can you please verify me? Or do I have to earn enough views? And I'll tell you something about the YouTube algorithms. My ASMR channel is like dead in the water in terms of YouTube algorithms. We've had a trolling campaign against me some years ago. So there was like a load of views that didn't watch the whole video and just click dislike. So now the algorithm's buggered on that. And then we've also had... like, I make long form content on the ASMR channel, and if someone falls asleep and then turns off YouTube, that actually the algorithm thinks that's abandonment. It means you haven't gone on and watched another video, you've turned off YouTube. So if someone does that to your videos, then YouTube doesn't like them as much. And my videos are designed to make that happen. They're designed to make that happen. They're not like, you know, jazzy, pop, pop, I'm doing loads of tapping to try and keep you awake so you watch longer. Like, they're designed as a sedative, aren't they? So it's never going to work, is it, the algorithm in that context? It does work for some other people because they make slightly different content in a slightly different way that the algorithm prefers. And maybe some people don't, you know, click off at the end of somebody else's video. Maybe they watch like more 15-minute videos one after the other. Anyway, so the ASMR channel is not algorithm friendly for a number of reasons. And whilst I service it with Mental Health Monday, which I think is a really good thing to be putting on there, and I will be making some more ASMR because I've got ideas and I want them to exist so that other people can see them, right? That's going to happen, but I have no... And it's interesting as well, because I never did the channel with any hope or care about views and subs. The only thing I did care about was that people saw the videos because I like wanted them to watch them. You know, the people that I thought should watch them, like the ASMR crowd. I wanted them to watch them. That's true. But it's not because I wanted lots and lots of ASMR views. It's because I wanted them to have seen them. Yeah? So if they all sat together in one room and watched it once all together, I'd see that equally as successful as one view on YouTube as if I got like a load of views. Do you know what I mean? I wanted just them to see them. And I think over time they did. So I think that was good. Like, I got loads more views than I ever hoped I'd get on certain things. And I don't, now that the algorithm has decided against that channel, even if I service it, even if I, you've got to remember as well that on YouTube, I would be like, you're floating in this sea of other people who are all servicing their channels and all not only servicing their channels, but servicing their brand and like playing the game the way YouTube wants them to play it by turning their audience into a little marketing campaign group that you can market to, essentially. Now, I'm not doing that, so I'm not going to be pushed in the same way as all these other people are. Fine. I'm not complaining. I'm not like, I'm on YouTube and I'm presenting my work for people to find it. I'm not complaining that it's going to not, succeed in that logarithmic sense. Not complaining, but it's just a fact, isn't it? So I'm preferring now to do other kinds of content. I don't know where we got onto this. Don't know. Oh, verified, that was it, yeah. So I'm preferring to other kinds of content, but the irony is that my most popular channel is my ASMR channel by far, and if I were to attempt verification, then I guess that's the one that I'd have to drive towards. But I don't know. I'm not interested. If they sent me a play button, that'd be good. But I'd probably just throw it away. To be honest, I'd probably recycle it. Is probably what I'd do. Because I don't believe it would hold any sentimental value to me. The achievement might, the achievement of getting whatever it is you need to get to those views, if you consider it. Here's something else, right? I've got another channel today, and I don't have to regain my throne. I'm sat on it, mate. I'm sat on it. You can't be usurped as king just because other people. I'm only joking. I'm not as ASMR Jesus. I'm the king of kings. So other people can name themselves as legends, and I've seen them do it. Like, they can say that they think they are legends, but they're not legends. I can tell you who's a legend in ASMR, right? Heather Feather, she's a legend. She's the queen she's the fairy godmother of ASMR. Yeah, I'm not in her league. I'm ASMR Jesus because they said, oh, you think you're so great, you think you're so this. And I was like, yeah, I fucking do. I'm so amazing. I'm ASMR Jesus, aren't I? Like, Jesus, come on, as if I think that. But I'm going to keep that. I'm going to run with that because I think it's funny, right? So I'm ASMR Jesus, but Heather Feather is the top. She's not the top in terms of views. She's not the top in terms of popularity. The people these days just don't know for some reason. Or maybe she stopped making videos regularly. And again, maybe the YouTube algorithm doesn't pump up her work and pump it out as much as it used to. But it doesn't mean that a new person to ASMR, with all there's so much more content out there these days. So much. And so much of it is just the same video, just done by a different person. It's very homogenized, isn't it? Not complaining, they're good videos. But, so much of that, it's irrelevant when you go to Heather Feather's channel, because she started when that didn't exist. So her videos, when you look at them and go back to oldest and start from there, you really can go on a journey you cannot go on with one of the more modern channels, simply because the more modern channel doesn't start from the same place. They're not inventing this thing. They're not the smaller communities that existed back then. They're not expecting those early channels weren't expecting to go. I didn't expect to go mainstream. I didn't expect for ASMR to go mainstream. I thought it was our little thing, isn't it? I didn't realize it was going to become easy sales, YouTube branding, like. But it is, isn't it? Because it's inoffensive, and YouTube can brand and sell that, and people can sell you the fidget spinner on it, and that sort of rubbish. But I didn't expect that to happen. And the people like Heather Feather, they gained popularity and notoriety through these things, but they didn't play into that. Like, she wasn't doing it for that. Do you know what I mean? She was doing it because she loved ASMR, and she was an originator. And in my opinion, everyone's opinion back then, she was even if not in terms of view count, she was everyone's favourite. That's what I should say. She was everyone's favourite. And for anyone that does ASMR or did ASMR in those earlier days to pretend they weren't immediately and directly influenced by Heather Feather's work is ridiculous. So she laid down the standards for most people. She created some of the tropes by repeatedly doing certain things like role plays and I'm going to just say role plays is a good example, because lots of people were doing these things, and I'll name some of the other people as well in a minute. But I think her ability to to present this content in a confident and legitimate way, she kind of legitimized it for a lot of people, and it stopped being this weird thing that you thought you might have these funny feelings about, like tingles and do I know what it is, and she turned it into, this is like ASMR, and this is like to make it understandable. Her and her compadres, the other people at the time who, and there are so many of them. If you watch my ASMR documentary, then I list a load of them and show some of their faces. So I don't think I'm missing anyone out here when I don't make a huge list. But I remember there are people like Ali ASMR Requests, who I never was really into, haven't seen a lot of her work, but I knew she was around at the time and was quite big. But I think the other one as well, Maria Gentle Whispering, She lacked the genuine quality that Heather has. Like, she was just, pushing this marketing truck to try and make herself some money. Whereas you always felt Heather Feather was genuinely engaging with people because she loved them. No, I saw people being two-faced in ASMR in content. What do you call it? Typey chat room, Facebook place. Facebook. I've seen people being two-faced and things in there. I've seen people offering spurious messages and being excited by marketing and being marketed in the wrong ways and being excited by it. So I've seen all that happen, and I know who has been genuine over the long term. And to me, you don't have to have the same opinion. You can love Maria if you want, and you can love other people if you want. But I've never met them. You might have met them. You might know them better than me. But I've never met Heather either, so I might be wrong in this. It's a sense I get. And it's built up over seeing action. And I would say, okay, I'm going to finish off quickly just by saying, so Heather, I believe, is beautiful and genuine. At the time, I was really into Laura Lemieux. She's still producing ASMR, and like I said, I'm not going to make a list off the top of my head now, trying to remember who I used to watch on ASMR channels. But there was that first wave, then there was people like me in the second wave. I'm not claiming to be OG original. I watched these people, and then I decided to get into it. The reason I decided to get into it mainly was because I felt that there were certain aspects of sound quality. People were making videos, they were labeling them binaural, and they weren't binaural, they were stereo, right? So I wanted to make just a channel that was just binaural sounds and just call it true binaural. And hopefully my little mark on the ASMR community might be that, like, oh, it's binaural, is it? This is like, I see, I'm going to stop saying stereo, because I didn't want to sort of comment on these videos, oh, you're not doing binaural, you're doing stereo. I just wanted to sort of educate the community a bit more on because I was really into sound back then. I was a sound recordist for a job, so I was like into this sound thing, and so I started making these videos, and I was into the ASMR, genuinely with my heart. I discovered people used it for solace, and that people who were watching my videos quite often were suffering with anxiety, so that shaped the content then. It stopped me wanting to profit from it and started making me want to help people. That was second wave though. And there were a lot of other people like me who I would consider second wave, who have been quite popular, quite big, and were early enough to be OG second. At that point, it still wasn't mainstream. You still couldn't find it on the homepage. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was still underground. It was still kooky. And when I did it, I didn't tell people in my general life, because they didn't. Like, if I said to somebody, oh yeah, I've started this new thing where I'm whispering into the dummy head and it's called ASMR, they'd be like, what? What are you on about? And then after a period of time, people started saying to me, oh, I've heard about this thing called ASMR. And I'm like, oh, good. Because, yeah, I've been doing that for a while. And then other people said, oh, I've heard about your channel and I've seen you. And I was like, oh, God, I didn't expect that. And I didn't want that in real life. Like, how embarrassing. I'm not embarrassed about the content. I put it out there. I'm happy with it. But in the same way as if I was popular for singing, and people come up to you and say, oh, I love your song, I'd just be like, oh, God, oh, how embarrassing. Yeah, okay, it's nice that you like it, but I'm sure I can do better. I don't know. Maybe it is my finest work, and maybe I do love that song. I certainly think I can improve. And so I'm always... I guess humble or embarrassed. Like, the embarrassment comes from a sense of humbleness that, okay, it's nice that you say these lovely things, but let's just calm down and stop saying such lovely things about me, because it's making me feel uncomfortable. Yeah, right. So anyway, so second wave ASMR. Should I get verified? Never can now, but other people can. Other people can run ASMR channels like a brand. They can knock out content without thought, without deep thought into what makes it good. The means of production when I started were not understood, but now everyone knows that if you buy that microphone with the ears and the nice camera and you set it up, they all know that now, don't they? And I'll tell you something else, right? I used to strive to make my camera point of view, so you have the experience, your point of view camera, point of view ears, binaural, and it all together in the dummy head. It had the camera attached on it, and I would do the ASMR to you, yeah? And then other people, the norm, right, what happened more with the majority, would set up the dummy head here and then have the camera over there. So you're looking from a different perspective to what you're hearing, right? And that's become the most popular standard norm. That baffled me. That's a shame. I wish more people made ASMR with the same point of view as the same point of ear, because that's how I like to enjoy it. I want to feel like I'm really there. But instead I have to close my eyes and pretend I'm really there, because the view is inconsistent with my hearing if it's not filmed from point of view. So that's something else. Have that. Eat that, ASMR crowd. And I've got some other ideas. Wait for this. True pioneer. I've got 2 ideas. And one of them is so simple and so elegant that it just hasn't been, I can't believe it hasn't been popularised amongst the entirety of the genre. But I'm going to save that until I make it. I'm going to make it as a video. I don't want to say it on mic and then it just be a stupid thing I've said. I want to make a video and people to see it and go, oh my God, why didn't we think of that? And if someone has already thought of it and it's already out there, because I'm not watching every video at the moment, you know, I'm just not consuming as much ASMR as I used to, then fine. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not having this cool idea generic. But I did have it on my own in my head. Like, I didn't see it somewhere and then thought, oh, why don't we take this and I'll pretend it's my idea. No. I've had an idea. I just don't know if it already exists out there. I haven't done the research. But I'm not trying to patent it or anything. I just want to share it with the community, and hopefully it will improve the quality of ASMR across the board. And that is something that I hoped, you know, through our struggles as a community, we might do. And we did, didn't we? Now everyone can buy the microphone and everyone can just buy all the kit and set up. And the other aspects that I was more concerned with, genuine heart, being honest, not doing something irresponsible in front of your audience, like playing with fire or promoting toys or products or the next Marvel Universe thing that's got the branding on that you're then going to have to go and buy the thing, and not doing that, trying to create interesting ideas but presenting them through this persona that is gentle and kind, and thinking about the way I deliver things, thinking about the performance, all that aspect of it, thinking about why the performance works, thinking about the psychology behind concentration, the psychology behind... No, I'm just going to leave it at concentration, because I think people get confused and think it's about relaxation. But meditation makes you relax. But meditation is not an exercise in relaxation. Yeah, there are some really deep things that happen in ASMR, and I'm not criticizing everyone, because there's a lot of really good ASMR artists out there who understand some of these things, or at least instinctively deliver them. But what I'm saying is the generic across the board now, the majority, the mainstream, the way it's formed itself into a identifiable, the identity, the mainstream identity, the trope, the uniform that ASMR now wears of microphone here, camera over there. I'm going to tap, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it fast, and I'm not going to, no thought. And even if I do think, I'm not really thinking. I'm thinking about how much money I'm going to get from all the views and what I'm going to spend it on, and how I'm going to sell you this drink, and the people are going to pay me $200 a video to have it in the video. All that crap. That's not part of the art, is it? That's not part of the art, but it's become the norm, hasn't it? It's become the norm. So, dropping frames there, dropping frames. I wonder if you heard me. I was saying the art has not become the norm. And there are exceptions to the rule. There are definitely exceptions to the rule. There are some really good... I should be getting YouTube out and looking at them and showing you examples. But I'm sure some really good ASMR channels that are creatively producing their work and staying true to the idea that the audience is in some way vulnerable or needs to be treated with care is a good word, is a good way of saying that, and not to be exploited. Yeah, there are some people that are still doing that, and they deserve your support One, just straight off the top of my head, just to name one just off the top of my head, Whispering Storyteller. There's a good example of someone who's a genuine person and is doing things for love, not money, like, and producing good work. I mean, there are loads. You'll have your favourites, yeah. And this is the way with everything. You know, I could be talking about music now, couldn't I? I could be talking about pop bands and, you know, wonderful singers like Kurt Cobain who, you know, maybe sit in a different place, and I don't know. You know, I'm just saying the way I see it because we were talking about getting verified, and it made me think of these things. But Heather Feather is the queen of ASMR. She always will be. Her work will always exist. It's not like it's not like Freddie Mercury is no longer a force, is it? It's not like Michael Jackson is no longer the king of pop. Like, he was the king of pop and he always will be. And Freddie Mercury will always be Freddie Mercury. His songs will always exist in the way they did. And when you watch that sequence of Live Aid, you'll respond when he calls to you. So the work will exist. Heather Feather's work will always be of fine quality. And no other modern channel, no matter what they do from here on out, can ever surpass the way, you know, the context that her work was made in, and others of that early, you know, before. I think we should have like a line, you know, pre-mainstream, because there was like a moment, a cultural moment where it was like everywhere, wasn't it? Like on Twitch, and everyone was talking about it, and it was a sex thing, and now it is a sex thing. I didn't think it was a sex thing before. I thought we could clearly make that distinction between porn and ASMR, but now it's become a sex thing as well. So you can have sex ASMR if you want it, and I have to accept that. You know, I think it existed before ASMR, whispering and saying things and, you know, licking and doing all that. You know, I think that didn't have to have ASMR connected to it. The fact that they use a binaural microphone doesn't make it an ASMR video if it's porn. It's just a porn video that's recorded binaurally. But, you know, who am I to enforce the rules? I'm not. That's what's become the norm now. ASMR can be a sex thing. So there you go. I was wrong when I said it wasn't. But to me, it's not. You know, if I'm going to be doing some ASMR with someone, I'm not thinking in a sexual way. So to me, it's not. You know, and if I was to be doing something seductive and pornographic, you know, if I was to be deliberately emulating sex through a binaural microphone, I probably would label it as pornography and not sex ASMR, because I don't think I'd be giving people tingles. I don't think the objective would be to give them tingles. So I don't think I would do that. I don't think I would label it that way. I've got a, yeah. And what I said just then won't be the same as what I said in that ASMR video called Sex, because it's different. Like, back then, I thought things, and I was fighting to make a distinction. My little island on YouTube, you know, my little flag that I wave, was saying, let's try and keep these things separate, please. Without going into too much about, like, you know, content. But yeah, and I didn't win that one. You know, didn't win that one. You got sex people doing ASMR and calling it ASMR now. So there you go. You know, the majority decides. And the majority of people would not agree with me that Heather Feather was the best, or I say best, you know, the queen, the spiritual queen. Maybe they wouldn't all agree with me, you know. But I don't. So what? I was there. I know what happened. Yeah, and in the long term, the status quo, the norm in ASMR will be perpetuated, because the younger people will see the videos that are most popular and want to be more like that. In the majority, won't they? Because they strive for popularity on social media. But I never strived for popularity on social media. I like thinking about art, and I like producing art, and this is a way of sharing it. So maybe there'll be more people that are like that as well, and the ASMR, you know, won't have to stagnate. But what I find so interesting as well, I'm going to keep talking about this because what the hell, I am talking, and maybe I'll stop soon, who knows. But we're talking, aren't we? We're friends and we're talking. So if you want to ask me questions in chat or whatever, go ahead. No, I'll bin this off, shall I? I'll just do big face because I've been talking for a while. Let's just do big face. Shouldn't be advertising there. Horrible. I'm opening the wrong window. Where's big face? Let's have big face. There you go. No chat on the big face. Where's chat? There you go. There's chat. Right. Yeah, I was talking about getting verified and the popularity and the mainstream. That's where this all came from. So yeah, okay, I know what my next point was going to be. My next point is this. I've made a lot of ASMR, and like I said, I've got a couple of ideas, things I want to present to the community, to share in my brain that I'm going to produce with that dummy head over there in this room in the coming days and weeks. Yeah, I've got a couple of ideas, but I've also produced a lot. Like, it's there on the internet. I did think for a while maybe that was the thing that I should withhold and put behind the Patreon paywall, in the same way as an art gallery wouldn't always have all the exhibits out at once. But I've changed my mind during coronavirus. I change my mind so often, don't I? I experiment with things on the internet, so of course I change my mind often. During the coronavirus, I felt it was important that the majority of my work was made available to as many people as possible because they were suffering. Simple premise, isn't it? Simple situation. You know, that's how that worked. So I made a lot of it more available. It's kind of ruined my Patreon. We're going to go back onto Patreon in the coming weeks and reorganize it. I can't survive on $1 a month donations. I'm not trying to survive on $1 a month donations, but what I tried to say there is that it's lovely to have these small amounts of money coming in, but I don't view it as my main income source, right? Fine, that's okay, yeah? But the problem with it is that it holds back any future growth, because even if I had, let's say, 200 people giving me $1 a month, right, that's lovely, that's a lot of money, that would be a lot of money, right? But I couldn't survive on it. So I'd be making promises about content, taking a lot of money, you know, individually that's 200 people, and still not being able to fund the work, you know, still not being able to devote myself to making ASMR, or I never would do full-time ASMR. I don't think there's enough ideas in me and drive to do it full-time. But, you know, I wouldn't be able to devote my time to the work because I'd have to still try and find a way of earning money. So I think it's okay that in the longer term future, if we carry on with this process, that I open up avenues to try and create a more stable source of income from it. I think that is okay, and we will talk about that in the future. But it can't be $1 a month Patreons. It just can't. So that holds back future growth. So eventually we're going to have to close that, change that, work out a different system. It might be that Twitch donations things works, subscriptions. I don't think that's the way we want to go. I think we might want to rearrange Patreon to make it more holistic, to cover more bases, to mean that if you want to help the content to be created, you can sign up to this thing, and with a certain number and goal, then we can say we are streaming, producing Mental Health Monday, producing ASMR, doing art history, talking to gamers as artists, talking about games as art. You know, the whole thing can be supported, you know, sort of thing. You know, that's possible. That's possible. But I don't know what to give away. You know, I don't know what to withhold in order to that I can create value from it to give away. I don't like that system. And so during coronavirus, I gave everything away again. And it should be. It's there on YouTube, you know, for people to watch. I learned that without advertising on the channel, the videos don't get shown to people. So I have to have the adverts on after all these years. It turns out, after all these years not being monetized, it turns out I have to have them. And especially as YouTube's changed over the years, things have changed more to prevent any of my work being shown if I don't have the adverts on it. But maybe one day we'll get to a point where patrons pay to have those adverts removed for everyone. That's an option. And the other option that I'm very pleased with is that YouTube has allowed me to select what kinds of adverts I show. So at least I have some modicum of control over the things that I find most immoral, and I can remove them from the list. But I still find advertising unethical, and I have like a moral balance. I'm not earning any money out of it. Like my YouTube channel pays like $5 a month or something, like if that. So it's not a financial balance, but it's about how many views, how much it's shared, how much the work can be discovered, because that's what YouTube is. It's a platform for discovery. And I can't hamstring myself on there's no point in putting my work on YouTube if I don't allow it to be discovered. So now the algorithm will not show your work if you don't have adverts on it. I have to have the adverts. That's how that's worked. But at least I've got some control over that. It's not the worst adverts, you know, you're not going to get alcohol or gambling or, you know, certain other things that I've decided to just no thank you, no thank you. But hopefully the algorithm will still share it around a bit. And also it's not new and it's not regularly maintained, and YouTube loves that sort of stuff as well. And we discussed earlier about how my channel is designed to send you to sleep and therefore create abandonment in the algorithm and not to game the system. I'd like to point out I did a video, I've done two, on the 500 views principle, which is that once they hit 500 views, I remove them, and they only exist for the people that can find them on Patreon or were there at this time. You know, so I'm making art pieces that are limited by number of views, not trying to get a billion bajillion. Okay. But yeah, that's YouTube. We've been talking about YouTube. Touch my nose then, was a line. I would like a bajillion views. That'd be nice. If I woke up tomorrow and I'd had a bajillion views and everyone was like, you know what, Scott, you're right. We do like genuine people, and we do like ASMR to come from a place of genuine care and affection, and we do like it when people are doing it because they feel some sort of connection with the suffering of the people that use the videos for that. I might be wrong though, of course. These days the mainstream attracts an audience that aren't anxious and quiet, doesn't it? You know, it attracts it. If you're entertaining the kids these days, then maybe they're not interested in quiet things. Maybe they've got attention deficit disorders to maintain with fast, frantic clicks. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, remind me of what the hell I was going on about, you know. I'm a pioneer. I'm reading the chat now. I am a pioneer in some aspects, like I said, because I was trying to do things a bit differently to try and point out a few things. All right, yeah, let's do a couple more of them. You'll love this Scotty ASMR rant. It's not ASMR because I'm ranting, but you'll love this, right? There used to be a thing called inaudible whispering. Right? Have you ever heard of that? Please let me know in chat. Please, if you're listening to this, please, come on, chatters. Come on, all of you. Have you heard of inaudible whispering? Please, come on. Let me know, yes or no. Let's have the F's in chat. Yes or no. Have you heard of inaudible whispering? Yon lurkers. Must be my supporters because no one... Yeah, yes, we've got one. My friend, big capital K, he's heard of it. You haven't heard of it because it's inaudible. You can't hear things that are inaudible. What they mean is unintelligible whispering. If it was inaudible whispering, you wouldn't be able to hear it. So the video would be silence. Yeah? If that was correctly labelled. Like, you just have to look up the word in the dictionary. Inaudible. It can't be heard. Yeah? Unintelligible means that it's so quiet or mumbled that you can't make sense of it. Right? Unintelligible is the word that those people meant to use. Honestly, it is. Like, some words sound like other words and you get the wrong word. I understand that. I do it all the time. You've heard me making mistake words, saying mistakes on stream. Yeah? So I'm not claiming to be ASMR Jesus. Although I am claiming to be ASMR Jesus, and I'm telling you, everyone out there, all 5 people that are watching, that inaudible is not correct. Unintelligible is correct. People hate being corrected. They absolutely hate it. If someone says H, and I say, by the way, it's H-A-I-C-H, then I sound like a cock. Yeah? But all I'm doing is trying to enrich their life and make them sound a little more educated than an idiot. Because letters have spelling, and the spelling is A-I-C-H. L, the letter L isn't lel, because it's lel. It's not, is it? It's L-E-L-L. And in the same way, H is A-I-C-H. But I sound like a cock. So I sound like a cock when I tell you that it's unintelligible, not inaudible. But I don't care. I don't care if I look like a bit of a cock. We know I'm not really a cock. You know, we've hung out. We know I'm not always a cock, right? So yeah, that's what it is. And you know what? I got through to some people. There are some people, you will see their videos these days labelled unintelligible because they heard what I said this one time in a Facebook thing or whatever, and they thought, actually, he's got a point, and they just changed it and they say it correctly. There are people out there that have 2 microphones, one here and one here, like 2 cocks, like that. Right? And they're labelling it binaural. It's not binaural. Right? But there are people that do this, the two cocks mics method, yeah? Right? There are people that do that and they label it stereo. Fair play. I'll watch your video. I might even enjoy it. Because it's not offended me immediately through incorrect labelling to try and gain more views and to sit somewhere in the ASMR world that it doesn't belong, you know? Oh, me rant. Oh, me rant. So, yeah. Oh, now we're getting over the Twitch terms of service, aren't we? Now we're getting cancelled. The 2 cocks mic method. Yeah, 2 mics, I meant. 2 mics. 2 mics, isn't it? 2 mics. But yeah, so, you know, all these things. Yeah, I've still got a couple of those ideas. I've still got a couple of things that I think I can gift the community. One special thing. One special thing. The only problem is it's in a genre that I don't want to involve myself in, that I've never dabbled in. But I will dabble once just for this particular idea. And it requires some brain power on my end as well. So I've got to get it together and I've got to do it and I've got to sort it out in this room. But yeah, that's the ASMR rant. From now on, you don't get lovely whisper videos from me. You get rants because I'm cross. Cross with the way it turned out. I'm cross I don't get regular Heather Feather uploads anymore. Like, even though they might have become more homogenized and she might have lost the vibe, like, still, you know, I felt the same way. I don't always want to produce the same old thing. Oh, that's what I was going to go on to say. Right, that was it. That was the point. Let's bring it back around. Let's wrap it back around to the point. Right? Point is that I produced all this work. I put it on YouTube. It's there. You can watch it now. Right? So people that comment in my thing, oh, can you do another whisper video? Yeah? I see where they're coming from. Like, a new original whisper video would be interesting, I guess, but isn't it hard for me to come up with an original whisper video amongst a slew of homogenized content? Like, yes, it requires some effort. What's my reward from it? Nothing in terms of YouTube popularity and numbers and money, you know, any of that. None of that. I certainly make an impact on the YouTube community. Like, people like that Rafi, whatever his name was, watch my work, don't they? So yeah, I'm certainly the important people, and now it's reduced down to that again. Just the core group who know and understand ASMR, and, you know, the core people, they can get something from it. Yeah, so that's valuable. The amount of time that goes into it versus that value, is it worth it in my day-to-day, you know, in my routine life now? Which has, over the last year, been very difficult to produce that. At the moment, no. Will that balance shift? Maybe. Yeah, have I got original ideas? Some. So is it worth producing stuff? Like, and we're not dissing people here, but I see people that are committed now to a cycle of, I'm going to just do a whisper about some generic effing B, because I have to make a video every week, and people just want me to just, oh, I could whisper just, you know, whatever, and, you know, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not as good, just whisper, you know, that would be my life. I can't do that. It'd be the same as working in McDonald's. Like I'd just be churning out the same burger. So yeah, I can't really say, oh yeah, I'd love to do another Whisper video in that aspect. Sometimes I feel like doing them. Sometimes I've got ideas and I will. Like I said, there are times when I feel like doing it, but not always. And then the other aspect to this is that the other videos are there. Like you can't watch them all in a day. There's like 100 videos and you've seen some of them, probably most of them. Maybe there's one or two you haven't watched all of them. You certainly haven't watched all of Interference, because I know that nobody's watched all of Interference. You know, there's certain aspects. It's Milo. Milo, it's Daddy. It's Daddy. There are certain, and we're going to have to stop in a minute to feed the dog, but there are certain aspects that are repeatable. Certainly, there are certain videos of ours that are definitely worth repeating. And nostalgia aside, it doesn't have to be like you can watch. I've watched the same ASMR video over and over again, so I know this is the case. You know, you can have favourites and watch them again, like songs, listening to them over again. So that content is there. So when someone requests another Whisper video, I do think, well, please watch one because they're there. Like, but understand when I evolve in terms of a person and a content creator, and hopefully come with us for the journey as well, because there will still be some whispering, you know, there will still be some ASMR. It's still going to happen, but should my priority and focus be on that? Definitely no, because the reward in my life, the value in my life is relatively low. The value to the community may be, you know, I believe in myself in that there's some value to the community in my work, but in the wider sense, in the bigger sense, is that as important now? No. Like we've talked about the homogenization and the popularity and the mainstream and the standard. So is it so important now? No. You know, it's like being in a rock band. And at the time when the music was evolving, I played my songs and I made my sound. And I can still go back and, you know, write a couple of EPs. But should I be making the same album over and over again? Like, definitely not. Definitely not. And we've got something so good to move forward to. We've got Mental Health Support Monday, which is going to exist on that channel. That's good. You know, we've got this stream, which is good. We've got the art history and the future of talking about games as art. That's good. You know, I feel excited for the future in this. So I hope those people who love the whispering come along for that journey and help us to grow in that aspect. Us as a team, you know. Yeah, I don't think I've ever asked the audience for. Oh, there was one time, and this is in the secret annals of the past. I tried to start a campaign called the ASMR Million, and I'm going to slightly diss Heather Feather here. I talked to Heather Feather about it. I sometimes was able to talk to Heather, and I talked to her about it, and she basically said, "Yeah, that's a nice idea. You know, I'll help if you know it takes off, sort of thing." And I tried to leverage her name a little bit, and I made a little cheeky video that said, "Oh, I've been talking to Heather Feather, and I've come up with an idea, and she thinks it's good, so listen." And my idea was, let's all make an ASMR video, and let's all, on whatever subject at the time, I can't remember what it was, but let's put them together as a collection called the ASMR Million, and let's try and raise $1 million for a charity. UNICEF. It's the biggest, most universal charity I could think of. Let's all take one video on our channel and say, this is the ASMR Million video, and whatever money it makes, we'll put into the ASMR Million campaign. You know, we'll set up a GoFundMe. We did set up a GoFundMe. We only got about $60, $70. I gave it to UNICEF. And then I had to close it because I didn't gain any support from the community. And, you know, nor should I. I'm just a small nobody that had an idea that tried to run it by Heather Feather. And, you know, these people, when they're, even Heather, when they're creating their brands, they're not eager to adhere to somebody who doesn't have the same brand image as them. So Heather couldn't publicly support my project because she was building her Heather Feather brand, and my video was made in my shed. And I argue with people. And I'm on the internet, on Facebook, arguing with them about morals and ethics. So I'm not a brand person. So they can't join my campaign. Okay, I kind of get that. I kind of understand that. But I do, you know, feel a little bit sad in one aspect, that the ASMR million never took off. And it was pointed at the time, this is in 2014 or 2015 or something, it was pointed at the idea that we're not doing enough for charity. And that's changed on these platforms. The ASMR community didn't change it, which is a shame, because they're supposed to be the most compassionate community. But it wasn't the ASMR community that did it, it was the gaming community. They made that change. The gaming community, games done quick, especially, created a norm whereby you would do a big event, like a long running stream over a period of hour, like 24 hour, 48 hour, 36 hour streams, big event, and the money would go to charity. It's not a new idea. It was just an idea that needed to be adopted in the communities on these social media platforms, because we can't always every day be going on about please give this money to charity every day, because I understand it's not entertainment, is it? And these are entertainment platforms, but at least once a year we can get together and do something to mobilize our group power. And that's what I hoped the ASMR million could represent, even if it just raised the idea. I don't know if the ASMR community now do a group fundraiser. I bet they probably do. I bet they have. I bet Doctors Without Borders has come up because that was the popular one in the gaming community. And I bet the idea was easy to seed from seeing it in action in the gaming community and then to bring it in to the YouTube ASMR community. I think that would have been easier than me saying it and then them having to not only accept it as an idea, but accept that it was me saying it and they don't like me, so we're not going to join your gang. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, norms, tropes, charity. Yeah, this is what happened. This is my talking. I'm on stream. I hope this isn't coming across badly. I hope people aren't thinking you cock, because I'm just trying to do good. Like, I'm not even there's no such thing as virtue signaling. It's okay to promote good things, but yeah, I'm just being honest about my intentions, and really intentions don't matter. Because you can lie about your intentions. You can say you had good intentions when you didn't really. What really matters is your actions and your character and what can be seen to ripple out in the world from what you've done. In some ways, I don't believe in living with regrets. Things happened, I learned. But in some ways, I regret that some of the ripples weren't as positive as I would hope. But in other ways, I'm always glad that I stood my ground and kept my principles in terms of not selling out to brands and sex and drugs and alcohol and the way our society is evolving and changing. And I've said this before on stream, I really love the fact that the next generation, the new wavers of today are changing in such a positive way. And I recognise Twitch as a place that hosts that sort of thing, so I'm pleased to be here amongst it. Yeah, I'm just telling you like it is. That's what I'm doing, and that's what we're doing, and that's what we've been doing. We didn't resurrect any dead people. Maybe Heather Feather, maybe we can bring her back from the dead and she can make another ASMR video just with her recorder, no camera, just when she's feeling like it, in a little room, just describing the things she's doing and how she's feeling, in the heart, from the heart. Just like those early days that captivated my attention and that I fell in love with, yeah. Those early innocent videos, naive videos that I fell in love with from the ASMR community in general. Yeah. How about that? Yeah, we didn't resurrect any dead people. We got Eddie Hearn though, didn't we? We got Eddie Hearn on. And I did his voice. Got a lot to edit now. The longer I do this is a 2-hour session now. The longer I do this, the longer I have to sit and edit. So one of these days we'll have to think about my workflow. But yeah, got a lot to edit. Got a lot to do. It's been good, my little puckos. My little puckos, it's been good. Now you be good and I will see you anon. And if you can't be good, then you're naughty.